Good evening. Welcome to the August 3rd, 2026 Sherrill City Commission meeting. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 2, approval of minutes of the July 13, 2026 meeting.
Make a motion.
I'll second. Secola. Aye. Vinyl.
Aye.
Holmes.
Aye.
Shay.
Aye.
Sales.
Aye. Item number 3, approval of warrants.
Okay. In the general fund, $199,829.96. In the sewer, $63,187.58. Power and light, $256,721.05. And trust and agency, $67,213.40.
I'll second it.
Coca-Cola. Aye. Vinyl.
Aye.
Holmes.
Aye.
Shay.
Aye.
Sales.
Aye. Item number 4, city officials reports. Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor. A few things for you. The grant disbursement agreement for the pool was sent over to us, approved on last Friday. I know that you had signed it, Tina had signed it, but we got that back from the state last Friday, so it's full steam ahead for the pool project. Been in talks with Barton and Judas the last couple months now, but this will allow us to now get moving. The timeline is still the same. Engineering, planning will go on from now into the fall. Hopefully approve final design sometime late fall, early winter. Go out to bid in early 2027. And then construction will be all of 2027 with the pool opening up. I'm just using this as a hold date, but Father's Day 2028. So we're also looking into some potential options for the YMCA for next year and some partnerships. I sent that over to the commission to look at, something we'll talk about at budget time, but at least to give us an alternative should there be the need. While talking about the pool, we're still undergoing our fundraising campaign. We were blessed to receive $25,000 from John Geis and his family in his late mother's name. That was certainly a boost and a surprise. We have a local committee, grassroots effort, trying to fundraise. They've gone to a couple of the concerts, or at least one of the concerts, and they're starting to really try to pick up some momentum to see if there's other monies out there. There have been some people in the public that have indicated they have intent on donating. So if and when that comes to fruition, we'll keep you posted, but we're keeping a running tally of all that information that'll go on our website. And then the big donors will be seen on the pool on some sort of display signage or whatnot. Speaking of other park improvements, the Memorial Park is underway. As you'll see, 3 new flagpoles are in, some redesign of the walkway, the Memorial Walkway. We're waiting on some more electrical components to come in to finish that, so we can keep moving forward. We anticipate some of the extras that we have for the park to be here in September. We will do a formal unveiling and rededication Veterans Day this year. That park was dedicated in 2003, so we'll do a rededication Veterans Day of this year. We also received our funding from the Legion. As you know, we split that project. We received a $10,000 check last week from the Legion. So we're good on their end. Another thing we did too, which we'll talk a little bit down here further in the agenda, is we finally were able to get the last portion of the pickleball and court refurbishment project completed down at Robertson Park. The shade structure is installed, it's up and running, and hopefully being used if and when the next time we get sun. So that was good to finally get that done. U-Hauls. The U-Hauls are completely out of the plaza on Sherrill Road. They were given an August 1st deadline. They waited right to the last minute to do that, but nonetheless, it was done. We are in the process of obtaining information from all the departments for the 2027 budget. So Renee and I will start working on that. I know we've got a meeting coming up here soon with our insurance broker for our property and casualty and general liability insurance. Also, we'll be talking to our health insurance broker sometime in the next few weeks as well. I think, not to put any pressure on Renee, but I think the intention is to start getting to work on this in the next few weeks here, right? And make sure that we start sharing information with the commission and getting as much out as we can. As you know, every year we're always waiting for some of these numbers to come in. You know, Mike's been through it for 30 something years, but it's always, you know, you're waiting and trying to guess, and we're usually pretty good, but we'll do as much as we can ahead of time to make sure you guys are well prepared. And then I think Renee's going to just mention real quick the EDA grant. As you know, we've been working on that for the last 5 years. Received grant funding close to $2 million for the substation, the south substation. We were able to maximize, surprisingly, be able to maximize as much of that grant as possible. We are not going to be able to use it all because we can't get our hands physically on the transformer until fall of 27. It was a 3.5 year order period, a lot of delays, COVID delays, administration delays with the EDA, but we went through all those obstacles and surprisingly were able to get a very good return, which Renee can hit on. And I believe that's all I have. I'll let her talk about the EDA real quick.
Okay, so just some numbers for you guys. So as Brandon mentioned, so we were awarded $2.6 million. So we did maximize what we could get back. So the total costs were $1.9 million that were incurred, and we got reimbursed $1.5 million. So out of pocket, we had to pay $380,000. So I just submitted that final reimbursement last week because we were closing out the project, even though it really hasn't gotten started. But so yeah, we were able to recoup 1.5 million of that grant money. So
And that's representative of the 80-20 split.
right, exactly.
Right. So there were other, like I said, there were some other monies that were allocated that we could not reach because, again, we don't have the equipment. But for a little while, I think I shared with you, it was looking like we might not get a penny of it. So I think our stubbornness prevailed for us in this for sure.
Yeah, and we didn't submit that first reimbursement until early this year, I want to say, right?
Yep.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
So the date's not on here, but yeah, so.
But our vendors worked with us, our engineers worked with us. Had it not been for their willingness to work with us, that would look a lot different.
Yeah.
So, and also the north transformer, that's coming due as well. So we actually have a call tomorrow morning with Congressman Mannion's office and his liaison to see if there's any congressional funding that we might be able to get our hands on. We went through this a few years ago and it didn't turn out to anything. So we're cautiously optimistic, but we'll go through the motions. We'll see if there's any opportunity, but we did this both, I think, when Brindisi was in and Tenney, and we're not successful. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Anything else from there?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
for that.
Okay. Item number 5 is becoming the lead agency for the seeker for the Route 5 project regarding the M2 development. Brandon, you want to give some?
Yeah, what this is a company is looking to buy 91 East State Street and develop it into storage, both conditioned storage and unconditioned storage. They have a 2-phase project that they're looking to do. They're in front of the planning board right now for site plan review. Planning board meets again next week, and they will make a recommendation to the commission. The commission is who authorizes the actual site plan, but in doing so, we have to follow state regulations, and this is part of it is the seeker form. So you will make a declaration at the next meeting, if you would, please, and we will schedule tonight the next meeting for the 24th to be the public hearing as well. assuming that the planning board is going to authorize this at their next meeting. If they don't, we'll come back to the next meeting and reschedule the actual hearing. But as of right now, trying to be proactive so that we're not delaying this project any further. They'd like to start and be in the ground within 30 days of final approvals.
So not that this has anything to do with the secret, but what's the difference between conditioned and unconditioned storage?
So there's climate controlled storage for,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
So for example,
I don't know if we're just having stuff hang outside like U-Haul trucks or something.
Right.
no. So what this is phase one is to build, I believe it's 3 buildings, one that is conditioned space and then 2 that are not conditioned space. In the back, they're going to do external boat and storage for what they had proposed a few year period until they build phase 2. It all depends on how quickly these become rented and viable. Interesting is the pharmaceutical companies utilize secure conditioned space for their drugs and stuff because they're required to have them in cool air in the summer and warm air in the winter so that I think the word is the efficacy of the drugs work properly and to make sure they're under lock and key. Used to be, from what I understand, back in the day, you used to be able to store them at your home. I don't believe you can do that anymore. I believe the rules have changed. So that is one of their clients is pharmaceutical sale representatives and firms, which I thought was pretty interesting. So if you've got, baseball card collections or certain things that need to be in space, that's what you would do. Yep. And again, their business model is proven. They're all around central New York. They're in other states. It's a secure facility. There's certain hours of operation. There's cameras, so it's pretty well run. And again, you look at some of their Store America is their flagship name. So they're a well respected and reputable company. And the gentleman that's developing this is originally from Sherrill, so grew up here. Him and his brothers. And this is I think a spinoff for him and his son, but he's been doing this for 30 years.
So I make a
So
motion.
we need to set a public hearing for next meeting.
We do. We have to become lead agency and then also set a public hearing.
Make a motion, we become lead agency for this M2 project.
I'll second.
Pacola,
Aye.
Vinyl,
Aye.
Holmes, Shay,
All right.
Sales.
Aye. Okay, and now we can now set the
Now, so
date, yeah, for August 24th.
4th at 7:15.
Yep.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Pacola,
Aye.
Vinyl,
Aye.
Holmes,
Aye.
Shay,
All right.
Sales.
Okay. Item number 6, establish infrastructure reserve and parks and rec reserve.
Okay, so as you all know, we did include in our 2026 budget, a couple of new, reserve funds, one for infrastructure, one for parks and rec. The one for infrastructure was 25,000, the parks and rec were for 20,000. So we need to just formally, I'm looking for an approval to formally approve that, and establish those reserve funds, I guess.
Okay.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Pacola,
Aye.
Vinyl,
Aye.
Holmes, Shay,
All right.
Sales.
Aye. Okay. Item number 7, I would assume completely unrelated. Resolution to authorize the city comptroller to expend funds from the Parks and Rec Reserve.
Yep, so, I know it was discussed previously, but for the shade structure, we did get the invoice in from Searson and it was for $11,358. So I would just need authorization to expend those funds from the reserve.
I make a motion.
Second.
Pacola,
Aye.
Vinyl,
Aye.
Holmes,
Aye.
Shay,
All right.
Sales.
Aye.
Motion to transfer the money.
Transfer the money to, is that a separate motion? All right, hold on one second.
Right. We haven't funded yet.
To expend, I'm just looking at your last one that you did. Okay, so another motion to,
Well, actually, no.
'Cause I'm looking at your
No, it's
last
in the
one.
No, it's in the budget, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking we were taking it, well, we're taking it.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it's just the one is fine, okay.
sorry.
No, that's okay. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right too. So, okay, perfect.
Okay, so we're all set there.
Yep, all set there.
Okay. Item number 8, authorization to sell the WWTP pickup truck, DPW pickup truck, DPW mini dump truck, and police pursuit Durango.
And what this is, real quick, those are vehicles that we currently have in inventory. They've aged out. We've ordered new vehicles as part of our budget process. 2 of the 4 vehicles are here. The third will be here by the end of the week. And we expect the police pursuit to be here shortly after, hopefully, right? So we will actually not physically list these for sale until we have the other ones outfitted, striped, and on the road. We will then put them on Auctions International. Upon the successful sale of the trucks, it will come back to the commission for approval to actually let those go at the sale price. So,
Did you
Oh.
mention that the water truck wasn't included?
yeah, we had the water truck listed. That was my mistake. The water board is who authorizes that. So we'll get that approved, hopefully by the water board at their next meeting, to get that sold as well. So, yes, that's was not listed on there, but doesn't need to be.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Pacola,
Aye.
Vinyl, Holmes,
Aye.
Shay,
Aye.
Sales.
Aye. Okay, item number 9, public comments. If you wish to address the commission tonight, please come state your name and address.
Wow, look at the crowd. So we need another pool. Get the crowd here. Vicki Andrews, 422 Kinsley Street. First question was, what does EDA stand for?
Economic Development
Yeah.
Agency?
Economic Development.
Economic Development Agency?
And the piece of property is between Dollar General and Grand Union.
For the
Storage.
seeker?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
I would like to compliment the fireworks. I didn't attend the concert, but the fireworks were unbelievable. Everybody was just, and the kids were walking away yelling, USA, USA. It was chills. It was awesome. The next part is, I've had some questions about the 9/11 ceremony and repurchasing the tags for the flags. This will be the 16th year that we've had the flags, and the tags have been on there. Many of them have been on there for 16 years. So I've had people approach me and want to buy a tag, but there's no flags available to tag. So we decided to check and see if you wanted to continue. For $5, your tag would go back on the flag again. And I've had many reach out. Everybody, unfortunately, everybody that's reached out wants to keep their tag. So I have a list of people that want to buy a tag for the flags. And there's nothing I can do. Right now, I have a box like this because there are people that bought tags that aren't with us anymore. So I'm trying to reach out to families, but they're so old, their home phone numbers, and they don't have home phones anymore. So that's my dilemma right now. So if you know of anybody that has a tag or wants to keep their tag, have them get a hold of me. And thank you, Brandon, for putting that out there on the city site so that people know what we're trying to do. And thank you for allowing the flags to be up for a whole week, because it's the 25th anniversary and we're trying to make it special. That's the end of the Sherrill Merchants. My next thing, the last meeting I asked why we can't have the smaller garbage cans, and nobody responded. Is there some reason we can't have the smaller garbage cans?
I believe for the contract, we get what those two options. I don't think there was an option for a smaller one, and if there is, I think it had to be the individual that goes through to get it themselves.
Well, yeah, so we've gone over this before. The contract that was out for was for 64 96 gallon cans. That's based on Bliss and the DPW's preliminary research based on the number of cans that homeowners are putting out throughout the city. So there is no 32 gallon option. We've discussed this at length before. In the next contract, if the city wishes to look into that, we can. But current contract for the next 5 years is the 64 and 96 gallon cans. Those are the only two options we have. That is primarily to do with the automated service with the arm. Other places do have the smaller cans. The smaller cans do typically fall into the truck because of the grip and the grasp on the claw. It is automated now. So again, we've explored this ad nauseum before. It's not an option. So
Bliss says it is an option.
it's not an option again per the contract. It is an option moving forward if we decide to enter into a new contract at the end of this one with Bliss. We can, but the current contract is not. So unfortunately, sometimes when people call Bliss, there's a little bit of confusion because we're a muni system, full city collection. If you had your own independent, if you lived on 365 in Oneida Castle, you can pick Syracuse Haulers, Bliss, SimCheck, whomever. So sometimes when you call, we've gone through this, the person at the front desk sometimes gives not accurate information. But if you talk to Travis Bliss directly, who is the president, or his brother Corey, or anyone else that has any historical knowledge, because we're a system, we have a contractual agreement. We don't have an option currently. We went again. I think you brought this up, Bill. Yeah,
We got a letter from Travis that
it will cost us more
it
money.
would cost us a lot more money, and the truck was unable to, the claw thing on the truck, was, a lot of the cans would end up in the dumpster, in the truck.
And
I tried because of seniors and whatever, because
Right.
I'm not disputing it, for some seniors, those are big cans.
right, right.
Tragic.
Something we've talked about too, and we have kids that would love to do it for the elderly too. Like that was an option. We said, why don't you ask for neighbors? Or, I know kids would love to bring them down. My son would do something like that for the
Well,
neighbor.
I'd like to find out who, because I was approached at the hairdressers, and the woman said that she had fought to get the smaller cans, and she said she was tiny and mature, and said she can't handle it.
Do you know this person personally? No. Well, it's too bad because I'm sure.
I think Sue knows who she is.
No, well.
I'm just saying, I think that'd be nice to see our kids would probably love to do something like that for someone, and it's just a simple.
And what she
right thing
said
to
was
do.
during the winter, it's impossible for
Yeah.
her to haul those big cans out to the street.
We've got a lot
So-
of healthy children that would probably love to do so. So if you see her, I would say that suggestion. I think it's good for the kids to do something nice for someone like that. too.
Right, right. I appreciate that. And as far as it going into the truck, we have the same setup in Florida, and we have the small cans, and we've never lost a
I'm
can.
not saying,
No,
but I
I-
don't know whether we have a different truck here,
Right,
because you do see 32 gallon cans out there. That was what I was saying too. You
Right.
see 32 gallon cans out there, but is there a different truck that was purchased to take care of Sherrill or whatever with the bigger
Right.
cans and the
Right.
municipal ones? I can't say there isn't. I don't know the difference.
I think there's
We
settings
have
on
a
the
pretty
truck.
looking truck, so I think I know, so.
It's a brand new truck. I think there's settings on the trucks that adjust what they open to and close to. And I think when you have them at this wider opening and try to pick up a smaller can, you will, not everyone, not all the time. We've lost 64 gallons and 96 in there. It just happened, right? And they got to
Right.
crawl into the compactor and pull them out, which is not a good thing. There's one person in that truck. So yeah, it's not something that's an option currently. It's something that we can explore, but there is an additional cost to the taxpayer to go to a smaller can. So
so somebody asked me, in Florida, the cans say the city of Margate, these say Bliss. So somebody asked me who owned the cans,
Bliss owns the cans.
and Bliss owns I would assume, in Florida. that they own the
City,
cans
yeah.
too. The city doesn't own the cans. It's just to keep them marked for the
The
city.
city-
The city owns the same way, but they say city Rome.
They own, yeah, City of Rome owns a can. City of Rome is responsible for replacing broken wheels, broken handles, broken lids. We do not pay for that. Bliss covers all of that. So if a can breaks, wheels come off, if a handle breaks, if the Bliss sends out their crew to either swap it or fix it. So
So the question is, do you contact Bliss if you have a broken can or the city?
either way.
Either way.
Yep, either way,
Okay.
it'll get taken care of. We have a few extra cans at DPW, so if we need to grab them, swap one out. And again, that's all in the information that's on the website that details the whole trash program. All that information's there.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else? No? Okay. All right, with that, I guess I'll close public comment. Item number 10, other commissioners' reports. Commissioner Picola.
One of the things I like about being the first is I can say things, but Vicky just stole it. It was so wonderful, the fireworks. There were so many people there, and the next day, driving by, I think I was going by at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., everything was cleaned up. And it was just amazing. We are so lucky here to have the employees that we do. Like that, it's amazing with all those people there, and the next morning everything was cleaned
We have a
and,
bunch of citizens.
there's some, great people. Yep, I appreciate it.
Well, and if you can add comment on that, so there was a point in time where we would have minimal staff here in the evenings to help, get things moving. But with the increased crowds, and Bill is correct, there was a point in time where community members would come out and clean up the next day. And not to say that they don't still do that, but I'm telling you right now that 99.8% of all that stuff is taken care of the night before by Barry Van Driesen and the CAC or seasonal staff we have, which is nothing we didn't used to do that. I'd say probably Fall Fest, the year of COVID, we started that. A lot of times Mike and I would stay after and clean up, and other commissioners would stay and clean up. But Barry has a full crew. Mike and I, for many years, were required to go turn the lights off, right? To hit the lights on the pole. And then Barry now has some of his staff that helps do that stuff. So we're very blessed. Barry puts in a ton of effort into this.
Yeah.
He does an outstanding job with everything he does. Everything he touches, he's dedicated to, and it's done to a T. So again, I think Barry takes a lot of it. But our guys, Power and Light, DPW, they do all the prep work, right? The electrical, the no parking signs, the trash cans, the dumpster. Like, again, I'll steal a quote that Joe Pusey used to say: "Many hands make light work." Right? So that's what it is. But yeah, great event. We threw a little extra at it this year for the 250th. We have the Fall Fest, I believe, almost completely funded by donors. Right? I have to double check with Barry, but I'm pretty sure we're at that mark. So the fall they won't be as good as what you saw here.
Oh, that was amazing.
It's about half the budget, but they'll still be amazing. So.
Commissioner Final.
Hand is up to her, there ain't much more to say. I have nothing.
All right. Commissioner Holmes. Commissioner Shea.
Stole the show. I got it.
It's the baseball players right now.
Okay. Well, I agree and echo that same sentiment. The one thing I do want to just bring up, because you brought up the budget, is the senior tax exemption that Dwayne had brought up last year. I just want it to be ready this time around this fall and be considered for the budget, because it's going to have an impact on that, at least a certain extent.
Believe he was gonna be reaching out again, just because he said he didn't hear anything from anybody.
Okay.
So, I believe he's gonna reach out maybe next week. He was on vacation this week, so he's just gonna follow up with you guys, get your stance on it, and possibly come to the next commission meeting. But yeah,
Okay.
he wants, definitely wants live talk on that. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No need for an executive session. So is there a motion to adjourn?
Make one for your.
Oh. Who got there first? Bill?
Bill got it. Bill can do it.
Pola,
Aye.
Vinyl, Holmes, Shea, Dales.
Aye.